No! I don't want to eat sahur!
Tun sahur. Share this with friends who don't eat sahur.
I remember the TikTok. It was meant to be a joke. It had millions of views. Millions. I wanted that for my channel. Anato 6. So I booked my flight to Indonesia. We picked a narrow alley in Yogyakarta. Quiet, grimy, lit only by the dim orange of half-working street lamps. I hired a local actor to wear a ridiculous costume I designed. Exaggerated limbs, painted mask, cartoonish bat. Locals warned us. One old man stared us down, muttered something in Bahasa that I barely caught.
Jangan main-main. Itu bukan untuk lelucon.
My fixer translated, eyes low.
He said, "Don't play with what you don't understand."
We laughed. Come on, it's just a meme. I even shouted down the alley, arms raised. If the real Tung Sahur is out there, come on, show yourself, give us a scare. We laid out a full spread. Nasi lemak, beef rendang, sweet tea. Everything framed perfectly under our soft lights. The plan was simple. I'd pretend to sleep on a mat while our actor banged a drum 3 times off screen. Tung, tung, tung. I don't respond. Then, on the 4th beat, he storms in, smacks me with the bat, shoves food in my mouth and dances to the audio.
Tung sahur. A terrifying anomaly that only appears during sahur.
We hit record. The first takes were hilarious, until they weren't. On the final shot, just after our actor finished his bit and stepped off camera, tung, a 4th drum beat. But no one was supposed to hit it yet. I sat up. Who did that? No answer. Our cameraman, Buddy, chuckled, unsure.
Wasn't me.
Then tung, 2 more. But this sound wasn't part of our gear. It was deeper, wetter, like something rotting was vibrating inside the drumhead. Then, tung, the 4th. The lights blew out, street lamps dimmed to a dying ember, and something stood behind the feast. It was not our actor. This thing was taller, broader. Its mask wasn't foam, it was real wood, rotting and splintered. The bat in its hand wasn't fake. It was gnarled, heavy and stained with something dark. We froze. I tried to laugh. Okay, who's messing with us? But my voice cracked. Buddy stepped forward.
I'm checking this out.
He reached for the mask. The thing moved like lightning. Crack. The bat dropped onto his head. His skull collapsed like an eggshell. Blood sprayed across the table. Then came the screaming. We ran, split down different alleys, stumbling through tight corridors and flickering shadows. Behind me, tung, a slow beat. Then ahead, tung. It didn't run, it didn't need to. It knew the alleys better than us. It herded us. One by one, my team vanished. I heard Nia's voice, our assistant, crying, choking. Then, crack. I ducked into a mushola, a small neighborhood prayer room. Inside, an old man sat cross-legged, whispering prayers. He didn't look up.
You brought it here. You mocked the Sahur call. You summoned judgment.
I begged him for help.
You turned sacred rhythm into performance. And now you must face the consequences. You don't belong here.
He said coldly.
Run.
I found an empty house a few doors down. Dead plants, cracked windows, something ancient in the dust. I locked the door, shoved a chair under the knob, collapsed in the corner. But then, tung, I jolted awake. Tongue. No, please. Not again. Tongue. The third beat. Then the fourth. It stooped to pass through the doorway, impossibly tall, a towering silhouette that defied reason. Its mask was fractured, the broken pieces revealing dark, hollow voids beneath, pulsing hunger.
Wake up and eat.
I ran. It followed. Through the rotting house, smashing through walls like they were paper. I tripped, fell down a staircase, felt my shins snap. I crawled. It caught me. It didn't kill me. It broke me. One arm, then the other, legs next. It set me upright like a doll at the dinner table, the one we had prepared.
You will not waste Sahur.
It hissed. It shoved cold rendang into my mouth. I gagged, vomited. It scooped it up, shoved it back in.
You prepared this meal.
It whispered.
You will finish it.
I don't know how long it went on. I chewed through the tears, through pain, through blood and bile. Because if I didn't, it beat me harder. Until the plate was clean, until the table was empty. And when it was satisfied, it stood, looked down on me, silent, then turned and vanished into the dark. I collapsed to the floor. Everything in me screamed. My stomach twisted, my limbs hung uselessly. But worse than the pain was what settled in my chest. Regret. Not for chasing the views, not for flying halfway around the world for a video, but for the blasphemy, for making a meme out of something sacred, for mocking what others revere, for turning ritual into spectacle, faith into content.
I had always envied those Instagram models with their big, sparkling eyes. The way their gaze seemed to captivate anyone, it was mesmerizing. So when I got the chance to try colored contact lenses, I leapt at it. It was my first time, and I'll admit, the idea of touching my eyeball made me queasy. But for beauty, I could bear it. Standing in front of the mirror, I practiced holding my eyelid open, the small lens perched delicately on my fingertip. My first attempt failed. My reflexes forced my eyelid shut. "You can do this," I whispered to my reflection. After several tries, the lens finally slipped into place. I blinked rapidly, tears streaming down my face, but when I opened my eyes, I gasped. My reflection stared back with eyes that looked impossibly larger and brighter. The dull brown of my irises was replaced with a vibrant blue, shimmering like glass. I couldn't help but smile. This was worth it. That evening, I went out with my crush. His gaze lingered on me longer than usual, and my confidence soared. He even complimented my eyes, something no one had ever done before. We laughed, drank, and talked for hours. I felt like the center of his world. By the time I stumbled home, tipsy and giddy, I was too exhausted to think about anything. I collapsed onto my bed, still wearing my makeup and my lenses. Morning came like a sledgehammer. My head pounded, my mouth was dry, and my eyes, they ached. Groggy, I stumbled into the bathroom. The harsh light made me squint, and I rubbed my eyes, only for a sharp, gritty sensation to shoot through them. The lenses! I had forgotten to take them out. Looking in the mirror, I froze. My left eye was fine, but the right one looked wrong. The lens had shifted, partially obscuring my pupil. It gave the eerie illusion that I had two pupils in one eye. Great, I muttered. I grabbed the bottle of eye drops and tilted my head back, squeezing a generous amount into my right eye. The cool liquid was a temporary relief, and I reached up, trying to pinch the lens out. But it wouldn't budge. It felt slippery under my fingers, sliding further to the side each time I tried to grab it. My eye throbbed as I poked and prodded, desperate to dislodge it. "Come on!" I hissed, tears streaming down my face. Instead of coming out, the lens seemed to retreat, slipping deeper under my eyelid. Panic set in as my vision in that eye blurred. The skin around it felt swollen, and a dull, radiating pain started to build. By noon, the entire area was red and puffy. My eye burned, and each blink felt like scraping sandpaper. Defeated, I called an eye doctor. The clinic smelled like antiseptic, and the harsh fluorescent lights made my migraine worse. The doctor's calm demeanor did little to soothe my nerves.
You've got quite a bit of swelling,
he said after examining my eye.
I'll try to remove the lens, but you might need more extensive treatment if it's embedded too deeply.
His words sent a shiver down my spine. Embedded? I sat rigid as he used a specialized tool to extract the lens from my left eye. Relief washed over me as the first lens came out, but then his frown deepened.
Well,
the doctor said after a few minutes.
I managed to retrieve one lens.
He held up the tiny, translucent piece of plastic, now smeared with redness.
But the other one, it's deep. We'll need more advanced tools to get it out.
My stomach dropped. Isn't there another way? Something less invasive? He shook his head.
Leaving it in can lead to severe infection or even permanent damage. I strongly recommend we proceed.
The words permanent damage echoed in my mind, but so did the thought of medical bills. I had seen people online remove lenses themselves. If they could do it, so could I. Thank you, doctor, I mumbled, grabbing my bag. I'll think about it. Back home, I sat in front of my mirror, armed with a pair of tweezers and determination. My right eye was almost swollen shut, but I pried it open, wincing as fresh tears streamed down. I carefully inserted the tweezers, trying to grab the edge of the lens. Every touch sent waves of pain through my skull, but I couldn't stop. The discomfort only fueled my desperation. Just a little more, I muttered, my voice trembling. The tweezers slipped, scraping against the sensitive surface of my eye. A sharp pain made me cry out, but I kept going. My hands were slick with sweat, my vision blurred from the constant flow of tears. Or was it blood? Finally, I felt the edge of the lens. I pulled and it slid free with a sickening squelch. Triumph was short-lived. When I looked down at my hand, my stomach churned. The lens wasn't alone. Attached to it was something round, fleshy and glistening. A bulbous lump of tissue hung limply from the tweezers. I froze, my heart hammering in my chest. My right eye was gone. In its place was a dark, gaping socket, raw and glistening with blood. It was as if my entire eye had been pulled out along with the lens. No! No, no, no! I dropped the eye in panic. Dropping to my knees, I searched frantically for my dislodged eye. I glanced around, searching for the eye I had dropped, but the dim light played tricks on me, casting shadows that made my stomach churn. Where was it? My fingers skimmed the cold tiles until they brushed against something round and slick. I grabbed it, holding it tightly in my palm. I had to fix it. Maybe if I put it back quickly, it wouldn't be too late.
What's going on? Feels like I just woke up from a long dream. Where did this red mark come from? Can't wipe it off. Oh well, no big deal. Good thing I'm handsome. This scar actually looks kinda cool. I'm Jacob, a free knight. Today, I'm going to run away with my princess. Her name is Rapunzel.
Monster, go to hell! Yeah, kill her and take her eyes back to atone to the prince.
What are you doing? She's Rapunzel. She's just a poor girl who was trapped in this castle by a witch.
Open your eyes. All we see here is a monster that just killed someone.
Gothel is dead. Rapunzel. My Rapunzel. I anxiously looked up for Rapunzel. She was still sitting by the windowsill, but her golden hair had turned pitch black and her mouth was sealed shut. This must be Gothel's enemies. They came to harm both her and Rapunzel. These soldiers are no better. I'll make all of you pay. Rapunzel, where am I? My body feels like something terrible has happened, but my mind is completely blank. Why am I here, with strange marks all over my body? Marks in places that could have been fatal. Could it be Gothel found out about me and Rapunzel and did something to separate us? I have to find Rapunzel right away. What really happened to Rapunzel? The unease within me kept growing stronger. I had to deal with these soldiers quickly and rescue Rapunzel as soon as possible, even if it meant resorting to methods far from heroic. But just as I was about to reach her soft, flowing hair, a sudden chill ran across my neck. My body went numb, completely out of my control. I had failed. I couldn't save Rapunzel. Once again, I made her cry because of me. I refused to close my eyes, but darkness consumed my mind, swallowing me whole.
Even if you blind him, Mother, you can't tear our love apart.
When I could see light again, I found myself inside Rapunzel's tower.
Tonight he'll come for me and take me away from here.
That filthy mouth of yours never says anything good. Just singing and flirting to seduce men. I'll seal it shut.
Wait, this is all a misunderstanding. Why is this happening? It's like I'm nothing but a ghost, invisible to the both of them. I could do nothing but watch helplessly as Rapunzel fell victim to the curse.
Let's see how your prince will find you now.
She's the one who blinded the prince. That monster in the tower can't be any better. Burn it down.
I wanted to run to Rapunzel, to take her away. But before I could reach her, the scene before me shifted again. I found myself standing before the castle again, facing the soldiers once more. It hit me. I was nothing more than a bystander, helplessly witnessing Rapunzel's painful memories play out. It was Rapunzel all along, using her hair's magic to save me repeatedly, while I was trapped in a memoryless loop, dying a bitter death each time. And each time, only she carried the full weight of our memories, forced to watch me die before her eyes, only to bring me back with her magic once more. My lie made Gothel mistake me for the prince. In her rage, she blinded the real prince, sparking the kingdom's vengeance, and Rapunzel, innocent and undeserving, was caught in the chaos. Rapunzel, don't hurt yourself. This time, I swear, I will save her and break this endless loop. The enemy before me was suddenly struck down, impaled by something sharp. It was a strand of hair. I stared in shock as the strand of hair moved toward me, but it only brushed against my cheek, as if gently caressing me.
Don't be afraid, it's me. I've discovered I can control my hair. This time, let me fight alongside you.
Before my eyes unfolded a gruesome massacre, or rather it wasn't even a fight. Only one side was slaughtered, helpless and unable to resist. With the enemies cleared from my path, I strode confidently toward the tower. Rapunzel was waiting for me. and I gently pulled her into my arms. Rapunzel, I'm sorry for deceiving you. I'm not a prince. I'm just a cowardly knight named Jacob.
The one I love has always been you, Jacob. I'm just glad you're safe.
This land was no longer safe for us. I would take Rapunzel far away. Somewhere in the countryside, we would build a home together and live happily ever after.